happy to have you with us this evening and want you to enjoy every minute of your stay here. It shows he has thought about what Carolyn might like, and he has implied his price range, so she will have some idea of what he can afford when she makes her choice.
Now, here he is, the one, the only...
Hey, welcome to the show. Guess what? I've got to go to a client, and Rambo is going to take over for a while. And all these crazy cats, there's a real big crazy cat down there. They're going to be running the show. I'll see you guys back here in about, 45 minutes or so. But I'm going to leave it in good hands. So, gentlemen and ladies, I bid you adieu. Good job. And bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Reaper. I feel like the world's gonna burn now. So this month's episode, we're talking about family, camaraderie, and paintball. What it brings to the table and what people do. So we'll start off with some introductions, and we're gonna have to go around the clock. So Wade, you're up first because you're number one on mine.
Yeah.
Tell the people who you are and what you're about.
And what I what?
Boom!
Tell them what, Rambo?
Tell them who you are and what you're about.
Oh, I'm the Fox's Den, Texas president, and I shoot faces.
Yeah.
Hopefully just with paint.
Maybe not.
And you know, we just discovered that Wade does not have a call sign. I call him all kinds of things like Big
His
Daddy
name
Fox
is Big Daddy.
Big Daddy Fox, all kinds of stuff. So I'm sure he's gonna get one soon.
I answered a shithead, hey you, anything.
Hey, real quick, Rambo, do we have a link so that we can share?
It's on my Facebook. I just shared Reapers.
My phone isn't charging.
So while we're all sharing, our next person is my bestie, my favorite co-host ever, Emily Cray Wills from Crazy Crew.
Yeah! Woohoo! And now my phone is charging. I am much happier. Okay. So I got this crazy setup. You guys are literally sitting on a box.
Wow.
My phone wasn't charging, so I had to snaggle with my box. Okay, I'm ready.
Tell the people who you are.
I got pens, many pens. My name is Cray, crazy paintballer. I run the Crazy Crew. And I do incredibly crazy things, and I like this show, and I like talking to people. And how are you doing?
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm about.
Shifty from Bob White. Tell people who you are.
I think he's got lag. Mark Furblar.
Maybe he doesn't know his own name.
He talks too much.
He needs to shut up. You can't get a word in edgewise with him.
I'm Shifty. I'm a co-captain with Bob White. We've knocked out Furblar. Yeah. It's Emily's established many names for me over the years.
Yeah. Well, see, Furblar came about. It's a really good story. I might as well tell you.
Paintball is a family. We go out and we knock heads and have a great time and entertain the people and have a lot of fun. Pure and simple. Sometimes if you ain't having fun playing paintball, you doing it wrong.
Exactly. Red, let's tell everybody who you are.
All right, I'm Red. I'm the captain of Task Force 515. Same kind of thing as Mark there. Hey, by the way, Shifty, it's good to see you, buddy. I hope I see you this weekend. Anyway, just we're scenario team, and we come out and run missions and shoot faces, but hang out with everybody afterwards and have a good time. It's good to see you again, Phil.
Yeah.
And last but not least, of course, is a good friend of mine. It's Phil Sign Pimp Ramirez. I'd like to do the hype for him, but he's a lot better at doing his brigade hype. So he is the Texas Brigade Commander.
The man that needs no introduction. Hashtag Texas Brigade Commander. Hashtag Texas Two Steps. Anyway, those of you that don't know me, I'm one of the team leaders of Cobra Paintball. We've been around the block, so to speak. 3-time Living Legends champion. Yeah. So I wish we could have had Seabass on here, but all of these guys are my friends. If you don't know me, reach out. I get around. I'm the regional brigade commander for Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma area, and like to have a good time. If you haven't met anybody from Cobra, reach out, and we love to hang out. We love to shoot paint. We love to talk trash. Good time. So that's why I'm here. And these are all my good buddies. I love Red.
That's true.
I love Red the most. Because I never know what he's going to do. He's like a magic 8-ball. I just shake him up and something happens.
See what surprise comes out.
Yeah.
Spare fingers.
Exactly.
Hey, real quick, because it seems like Mark can't actually respond very well. His name came from a weekend trip where he was expecting his baby, and he was being really silly, and he was like, "Hey, what if I named it Flurby, baby Flurby?" And I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Baby Flurby, and I'll be Furblar, and my baby will be Flurby." And you'll never be anything but Flurbar to me, ever, never. You're Flurbar. Hey, John. Yeah, Mark. I love you. Go to bed, Mark. Just saying.
That was a fun weekend.
Yeah, you like how I edited it?
But
I made it all
by funny, she means wrong.
Anyways, there's people watching. We should actually do stuff and things.
That was a righteous weekend.
So a lot of you made some comments that basically alluded to why you were into paintball and why it keeps you in there. And really, that's what we're talking about on this show is how did you get into paintball? Why do you continue playing? And what do you get out of it? And we'll just go around like we did with the introductions. So Wade, you're first.
I actually started back in 2002 when I was in the military with a bunch of buddies of mine stationed up in Oklahoma City. And we went out and bought our Spiders, the amazing paintball gun of paintball. And we would run around the woods, kind of actually in the area Avid's at, actually. Avid wasn't there, but we ran around in those woods all the time, just by ourselves, shooting each other, just having a good time. And then I got out of the military in 2004, and then 2006, I started with the FAA, and that's kind of where I stopped a little bit. I would play here and there, but then my now 18-year-old son went to a birthday party at Official here in Dallas. And he came home and said, "I want to play paintball." I said, "Okay." So we started him off with a little cheap Zodin set, and I said, "If you stick with it, I will upgrade all your stuff for you." Now you see the stuff that we play with on the field. You see us every single weekend that there's a game.
Sure, I do see you a lot.
Yeah, you're fierce. Like, you are up in it. I mean, at T-Stone, I was like, "Stop shooting at my friend. He's going to kill you."
Can't miss our lime green jerseys.
Man, I chased you around that field all weekend. All weekend, I was like,
whereas I couldn't find her all weekend, but to be fair, I was at the poker table.
That's awesome.
So
well, you saw me when I came to get Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, that's true. So, Craig, how did you get into paintball? For all of our fans that don't know, Why do
Okay.
you continue playing it, and what do you get out of it?
Okay, so real story. On my 25th birthday, I'm 35. So, oh my God, that's 10 years. Anyways, on my 25th birthday, I had a lot of plans set up, and day of my birthday, it's super sad, but all of my friends, except for my bestie, abandoned me. And he was already playing paintball. I was set. It was no big deal. I got a hold of him. I was super sad, being kind of a crybaby. I was like, everybody kind of gets me for my birthday. What are you doing? You said you had plans. He goes, hey, I want to play paintball. He did it every weekend with his mom. It was a big deal. And he goes, come with us. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. I always thought
God,
10%
you're so old.
I thought that I know, right? I thought that remember in that movie where they were throwing like little water bottles full water balloons full of paint? That's what I thought we were gonna do. So we got to the field, and I got onto the field, and I got shot like 20 times. And I was like, "What are they doing?" And they were like, "You're out." And I was just standing there being tested, and I was like, "What are you shooting me?" And they were like, "Get off the field!" Like it was horrible. I was so stupid. And now looking back, they should have really been like, hey, hon, come here. Like, you're out. They should have done something, which they didn't. All of these guys were laughing at me. My friend took, because he's really good, he took off on the other direction and went and got behind a bunker. And I was standing in the middle of the field, not knowing what the hell I was supposed to do, getting shot head to toe. And finally, a stranger was like, hey, you just got shot like 30, 40 times. You're out. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm out? And he was like, there's a dead bitch. Go to that. I'm like, where's that at? Literally, I knew nothing. He walked me over to it, and he was like, you should probably go get with the rep and ask him how to do this, because your friend just fucked you over. And, the rest of the day went well once I finally figured out when you're shot, you're out. It doesn't mean you have to be shot enough to be hurt. And I went back the next weekend, the weekend after that, and it transitioned. I went straight into speedball like a moron and developed my own team. So I'm super bossy and I'm so free. And it's been ever since then. I kind of figured out you can really make a difference in paintball. You can either be there or you can make a difference. And I'm one of those people that it makes me feel good about myself if I can make a difference. So I've used paintball admittedly as a platform to do as much good as I could, like make people feel as good as I could, make people remember that they're at these events because it's a hobby, feel as good as you can feel, just get the most out of it. Don't get too serious. And I've incorporated a lot of kids into what I do just because it's my nature. I just like to make people happy. And I've kind of used paintball to organize and orchestrate that. And through paintball, I've made incredibly strong bonds. Like these two guys down there, they're literally on my jersey, and I mean, they would kill people for me. Both of their entire teams would, and they have taken care of me when I needed to be taken care of the most. Camping.
You're welcome.
Camping. But I mean, you form these bonds, and you realize it's not just a sport. Like it's an activity where people can get together and become family members, which I have a great family. I have a great mom and dad. I have a really good family. So it's not like, oh, you need a family. No, it's like paintball's something else. Like we just become so close and we love each other. And most of the time, the good people from the bad people. Because when you're camping, and let's say one of your friends is, it happens, we get drunk and they're too drunk. You really figure out who the people are because they're the ones that take care of you. And many, many times, these guys down here on the left, you're on the left side of me, but you're probably on the right side of the viewers. But like, man, people they step in and they make sure that people are taken care of, whether you know them or not. Like I've completely stepped up and taken care of strangers, not knowing in the end if they're crazy people. Anyways, that was long and drawn out, but it's just a weird camaraderie, which is the topic of the show, AA. But it's just a weird conglomerate of people that just are different. We're different breeds of people. We bring in a lot of different people. Anyways, that's a lot longer than I expected. So let's hear from Furblar.
So I have a question. Do you think that you would have, obviously there's positive and negative influences in every aspect or every career or every entity that like paintball. Do you think that you would have stuck it out and have built these bonds if you didn't have such a positive influence your first couple of times playing?
Well, I really honestly believe my first time playing, it wasn't very positive at all. I was heartbroken. My so-called friends then stood me up on my birthday. I mean, it actually, I'm not even friends with the guy that introduced me. So it actually wasn't even a positive experience. It really just kind of was empowering for me. I'm a girl. I was like, I'm gonna mow your faces off. It was kind of like I'm gonna show the world, because it was only boys. Like, there's some girls now, but when I started the field that I was at, there was no girls at all, except for my friend's mom, and she's pretty awesome. She's so awesome. Mama Donut, I love you. But like, yeah, it actually wasn't that positive. I felt like I had a point to prove, and that's how I've always been my whole entire life. And then I started speedball, and it was even worse because it was a boys' club, and I felt like I had a point to prove. And I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to wreck all you boys. And had I just joined scenario, it would have been way different. Like, from the get-go, I would have been like, oh my god, this is so wonderful. But in the beginning, it was so competitive. I was just like, I'm going to prove that I deserve to be here, even though I was a total goob my first day. So I don't know. I think it kind of, I might not have come back if it actually would have been a happy-go-lucky day, to be honest with you. Because I came back because I felt like I had a point to prove, because I was such a noob. And I looked like a freaking fool my first day. So I came back the next weekend a little bit better. And then I came back the next weekend after that ready to fix my reputation. Because even though I didn't know those people, I've always been that person. So I kept coming back to prove that I was good at what they were doing.
So my point is, I believe this happens more often than not, especially with kids. They don't have a great experience. Something could have happened to where, like, maybe it's their birthday and their friends didn't show up, or they got shot. They're super afraid to get in there because they're afraid of getting shot. So, my point is, maybe there are people out there that don't have great experiences and they don't return to the sport because they're afraid of, the very minimal pain, at least in my opinion, that comes with getting shot, or the camaraderie that they don't know exists there, the bonds and family and friends that they're going to have, this whole world open up to them. They may not see that. They may go that one time, not like it, and then leave and never come back. Whereas I'm trying to exploit the family that you're going to build with paintball. So,
because that first day, there was the couple people. Sadly, it wasn't my best friend that showed me what to do, and that's okay. He's a good guy. I looking back, I'm just like, he wasn't the right person to introduce me to it, but he did. So I'm always going to be forever grateful. But there was the couple people that was like, hey, you're not really doing this right. And they kind of showed me what to do, especially the ref. I remember very clearly that once he gave me the A, B's, and C's, it doesn't take long to figure it out. It's war games. I played Call of Duty then. So he was like, hey, it's live action Call of Duty. I was like, oh, I got it. Let's go. I guess it was just showing them that I was able to be able to do it. So it wasn't a super cool experience. I've never thought about this, but I think that's why when I'm at fields and I see new players, I will embrace them. I never thought about that, because I do. I mean, I have one kid. I've only known one kid. I love kids, but I don't have a house full of kids on purpose. And I used to marry a man. That don't count. That don't count, John. That don't count. Stop laughing. But like, I think that's probably what it is. That's actually probably why I embrace rentals, because I wasn't embraced. It literally, they threw me on the field. Nobody gave me a how-to. I was made a fool of, and because I'm so prideful, I proved a point. Anyways, we need to introduce the rest of these awesome people.
Shifty, what about you? Was your first experience positive or negative?
My first experience was a bachelor party at a local field. And it was a hell of a lot of fun, but I had no clue what I was doing. I think I shot myself more than I shot anyone else. But it kind of sparked something in me, like this could be something for me that I dug. And I ran with it, even though I didn't have a clique of people to play with. I started by building guns. I started into cockers and started building and did that a bit before I got to play again, and learned real fast that I am terrible at this sport. and and the funny part is, after 12 years of playing, I'm still terrible at this sport, but I have a crap load of fun doing it. So it's one of those things. I love new players. I love being able to help people out on rec days, especially rental players. When I see a rental gun in somebody's hands, that is it for me. Like, I'm gonna go chat these cats up. I'm gonna make sure they're having fun. I'm gonna figure out what I need to do to make them have a better time. I'll go shadow players all day long. I regret so much this year I haven't played enough rec ball to go out and play with the new players. I haven't played enough ball for me, let alone rec ball. But I thoroughly enjoy playing with new players and teaching them little hints and tidbits to make their day better, and doing what I can to make their day better. You know, if somebody's having some gun issues, or I will lend them a gun. Somebody's hopper goes down, here's mine. You know, I love throwing gear at new players so they can try something new and different. Uh, you know, I fortunately got picked up real fast in my career by a team of misfits known as BP Militia that a couple of years later turned into Bob White. Bunch of reckless SOBs.
I was waiting for that.
But if it wasn't for a group of people that had no clue who I was, that gave no craps what I did, that accepted who I was and brought me in, I don't know if I'd still be here. But the fact that I am 12 years later and I can bring some love to the new players makes me happy. I love bringing new people into the sport. I love the fact that I can help change a rec day from smash man to fantastic. It's
right.
It's such an amazing family of individuals in this sport. The amount of people I've met. If it wasn't for paintball, I probably wouldn't be on Facebook. it's
Right?
Exactly.
my family.
That is so true.
Well, I mean, they say paintball is a team
Right?
sport, right? You know, you want to bring your friends out there. You want to exploit that passion that you have for it. But getting newer players into it, you want to communicate some of those benefits. There's so much more benefits than, you know, I know we're talking about family and camaraderie, but there's so much more benefits to paintball that people don't even probably realize. You know, I'm sitting there watching this tag championship on whatever channel it was earlier. And I'm like, I can't believe tag is a thing on TV, but, you know, paintball isn't more exploited. You know, you get so much more health benefits. I know that I am tired and sore after playing a weekend long game. Listen, after Tombstone, I was dog tired. Like I
you
didn't
do anything.
And I didn't do anything. I sat at the poker table and I gambled for our side the entire time. You know, but it's just getting out there, doing something, you know, other than just sitting around at the house. You know, being around those friends, having that feeling of belonging. You know, there's a lot more. I mean, Red, was your first time out positive or negative?
No, it was a good time, actually. It was 2001. A friend of mine actually talked about, like, 3 years ahead of that, had said, "Hey, man, let's go buy some paintball guns." And that was back in the day when you would go and look in the back of the magazine and look for the ads and stuff like that. And then you would buy that. I bought a Pro Light with a 16-inch sniper barrel. I thought I was the cat's meow, right?
You were meow.
Then we didn't. We didn't go anywhere for 2 years. That gun sat in my house for 2 years. It did literally nothing. And then one day he gave me a call and he said, "Hey, let's go to this local field and play paintball." I was like, cool, I finally get to use this gun I bought 2 years ago. And so we went out there. It was me and his two brothers. So there was 4 of us. It was the day after Thanksgiving. It was cold as hell. There was snow and ice on the ground. The refs, when we showed up, looked at us like we were retarded. Or I mean, I'm sorry.
Not
anyway.
smart.
Yeah, not smart. Well, I mean, we fell in, we jumped in bunkers. We jumped into bunkers that were full of ice, and we fell on our asses or whatever.
You're just screwing up everywhere,
I
Red.
know, and I'm horrible. But
you're dressed. You're dressed.
I told you, I almost wasn't. But so anyway, yeah, we had a good time, and the 4 of us, we just really just kind of shot the heck out of each other. We didn't know what we were doing, and the next year, that was the end of the season. That was the last game that field was going to have. And so then the next year we just started up. It was just a couple of us that started, maybe 6 of us got together and bought guns and started playing, just like everybody else. We started with tippies, a bunch of tipmans. I ended up getting a 98. It was, it was a good time. We ended up playing together. That group stayed together for about 9 years or so. And then, we decided to make some changes, and we started a task force.
Wow.
And some of the guys from the old team came along with, and we've been playing together a lot of us have been playing together for 15 to 18 years. And we get to travel around the country, and because Iowa doesn't really, I'm from Iowa. We don't really have a huge scenario paintball areas around here. We have our own field locally that we started. That's just kind of a private field that we host and try to get other people to come and play. And so,
hey, which field is that, Red?
That would be Armageddon Field.
Where's that at? You should drop your information, ding dong.
Thanks. That's in Perry, Iowa. It's a small field. But it's in your face paintball, we had some people that over this last couple of weekends ago, and they said, it really reminded us when we first got started, where it was just a bunch of guys hanging out, shooting each other, and having a good time. And that's what it's all about. I mean, what else would you want to do? But one of my favorite things about it is when we get to travel, we camp out. I know a lot of people like to stay in hotels. I'm not a hoteler. Most of the reason is because a lot of that camaraderie and that fun happens after the game. Right. When other teams are walking around and come into your campsite and talk a bunch of trash, and then you got to chase them off with a stick or a small hammer. But
or get them away from Cray because she's been drinking too much.
Yeah. And it's always at Tombstone we were across from Cobra. It was fun. We get to, have a good time. And, I think it was Phil's daughter that came over and used our shower. And, it was just, it's just like a big family. And I just think it's a great time because, I got into this right after I got out of the military also back in 2001. And it kind of reminded me of that feel of, people have got your back here.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you think about how much money people lay out on a table and walk away from at their campsites.
Yep.
And they come back and it's all there.
Yeah.
Where else can you do that? I
Nowhere.
I don't know.
And we
where
look
else.
out for each other. In the very rare instance that gun walks off.
Right.
Yeah.
And then everyone in that place is looking for that. Looking for it.
Well, and when it does happen, it does happen.
It does happen.
It's crazy the amount of people that get together. Like, let's take Tombstone for instance. One of my guys, he got his tank, and it's one of the downfalls of having a staging area where you're not camping at. And I usually don't not camp. Red and Mark know this, but I didn't because never mind. But we staged right next to the entry. So one of my guys, his tank came off, and literally everybody pulled together, and the producer had a giveaway of a tank, and the entire crowd agreed that one of my guys should have gotten it because somebody walked off with this tank.
Yeah.
Nobody knows him. He doesn't
Right.
have a name. He just joined my team. He's playing under my jersey, but it wasn't like Viper was like, hey, we're going to do this because they're Crazy Crew. No, Viper was like, hey, there's somebody here. His tank walked away this weekend. Are you guys okay if this giveaway goes to him instead of one of the XYZs? And everybody was like, yup.
Yeah.
That's,
no, that's
cool.
That is very cool. And, and it's the same reason why, like, a lot of the guys on my team think I'm crazy because of how much gear I bring. One dude should not have to bring a trailer, to a game, but I do, and a lot of it is I have a bunch of extra markers. Like Mark said, if someone comes along and says, "Oh man, my hopper doesn't work," guess what, man? I've got 2 more in my bag,
Right.
and another 3 in the trailer, so you're good. What else do you
Purple, I
need?
love you.
So anyway, that's me. That's how I kind of got into paintball. My favorite part is really just hanging out with my friends and meeting new friends. I've met all of you guys, at events.
That's why people, when I catch a ride with them, I'm bringing you back.
I know I can go to Red when my shit don't work because I don't clean it. Be like,
She
Red,
doesn't clean them.
Red. And he's like, what do you need, Cray? I need a hopper.
You don't know me.
I think I gave you an entire setup one time. I think you forgot literally your entire gun, hopper and tank, and I gave you an entire setup.
I opened my gun case and it had nothing in it. I forgot to bring the whole gun.
Yeah, and you forgot your mask. Someone else gave you a mask. Yeah, I remember.
I would like to add, by the way, that Red by far is the best commander anybody can ever play for. He swears he's in retirement, but if we can get him out of retirement, I swear to God, he will get you on a horse.
I'll get you on a horse. But I love. This year we didn't have enough guys. A lot of guys on the team didn't want to go to Tombstone because of COVID, and I get that.
Weird,
And so we weren't able to bring the Tombstone Terror, the tank, this year, and dominate with that. But
thank God for us, because we were
because Shifty's been in the back of that thing and dumped 4 cases of paint out of it in one day. I mean, why not? And by the way, Phil's a damn good commander.
I was going to say, speaking of good commanders, there's
He
Phil.
is, but I've played for Red at least 5 times. That's the only reason I say that. Phil always rejects me like a redhead.
Oh, all right, like, Phil, you're up, bud.
Get out of here.
It's not true.
It's not true. It's not true. Me and Phil love each other.
I'm not even going to say what it is.
We love each other. I do love you.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to win. I mean, she doesn't want to win. That's the thing.
I'm loyal, Phil. I'm loyal.
Yeah. That's a lot of people's problems. They don't want to win. They're like, no, the target on my back is huge. The target on the Cobra back is just this big. Everybody wants to beat Cobra.
Phil, I don't think I've played an event where you commanded.
It's a tough proposition. That's why we're so cold. I mean, that's why everybody, when the commanders drop, we're one of the first people that gets asked, "You come play with us, please." We're gonna show up and do some damage. They always put Bob White against us for that reason. They're like, "We're playing this side, put Bob White on that side."
The same thing.
Yeah. So it's that's all right though. One day, Cray will get to play with me.
We do love each other. It is odd. We are always opposing. But I do got to say this. The day that you command and you recruit me, even if it's against one of these guys on my bottom half, I'll say yeah.
Hold on, Phil. I got the answer to that. I've already talked to her about coming to Grinch in the Hood. So.
Oh yeah.
You did actually, yeah.
So you make it down for Grinch in the Hood. That's going to be a rerun for me and Rambo.
Yes, it is.
We're going to run it back. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a 2-day. It's going to be a 2-day.
I didn't make it to that.
The clowns are coming out. Yeah, I guess we should wait. We should wait so we can talk about
Right,
that whole
right.
game.
Hey, do you guys like my hat?
Beautiful hat. Pretty sure
Well,
I made it.
I figure,
I wonder who made it.
I gotta represent, right? So I look good.
I
So
wonder who made it.
I wonder who made it. So Phil, for the people that don't know
Yes,
about the Texas Brigade
I made you
Commander,
salmon. It's
and
already done.
how did you get into paintball? Why do you continue playing it, and what do you get out of it?
Oh man, that's like everybody else said. You know, one day
It shouldn't be
a
wet
bunch
like
of buddies said, "Let's go play paintball." So I used to. I started my first business way back in '96, and it was a motorcycle shop, sport bikes. And so a lot of my sport bike buddies were just, I don't know, we're
I
just
do like
hanging
your
around,
hat.
and we're like, and they were like, let's go play paintball. So we went and played paintball, and we kept one upping each other. Every month, somebody would get a new marker. You know, we started out with like some Spider Victors, and then we got the Spider Shutters, and then somebody got an A5 or something, and then it just, and then I went and got an autococker, and so then that was like 97, 98, somewhere around there. But anyway, I kept playing until about 03, and I quit because everybody kind of quit playing. And so maybe like, 02, 03, I don't remember. Somewhere in there, I just quit playing. And then in 07, one of my motorcycle buddies was like, hey, man, didn't you used to play paintball? I'm going to the scenario event out at Harwood, tactical paintball in Harwood, Texas. You should come out and play. And I was like, man, my gun, I still had that autococker, and it wasn't like most autocockers, it didn't work. And so,
somebody needs to learn how to work on a gun.
No, that's the thing. I was like, hey, I make money.
I can't do
I was a
Cody
motorcycle mechanic, and so I was like, I don't need to learn something else. So that's
More
one thing
pneumatic.
that's one thing about the autococker, man. I always just turned it in and let them fix it. So
I got a guy. I was gonna say everybody's got a guy. Mine's right over here.
And so I went out to this.
Right there.
I went out to tactical, and I met Rambo. So in 07, I met Rambo there, smooth operator, and I was bit, man. That day, that was my first game with Cobra. Cobra had just started in 07, April of 07. I was at a game in August, their third game, I think. And we got the MBT, the MVP, the Mofo, and we won. And I was like, oh, this is bomb. I'm doing this. And that field was 105 acres, and it was all their events were milsim. So Cobra was really hardcore milsim. And we wore Flecktarn, and we were buying old German uniforms.
I remember those days.
And then after a couple of years, I think we did D-Day that year, and I think a couple of years later we started doing the UWL. We kind of just started doing traveling, and all that shit was fun. And here we are, years later. We got picked up by Tipman like in 2009, and that was the greatest thing ever. And so then when GI Sports bought them out, so now we like to tell people we're the official GI Sports factory scenario team, because they actually don't have a full team that they sponsor other than us. And they sponsor Mad Frog as well, but he's on the Empire side, and we're on the Tipman side. So it's so that kind of I'm sure you guys have seen it. We go to some events and we get all the way up at the front. We like going to the VIP, because usually we're going to call the field owner and say, hey, can you set us up, some stuff. So like Red was saying, we used to travel a lot, and my business, it hurts me to be on the road for 2 days going and then 2 days back, and we like to kind of show up early and go see the area. So that's one thing. If you guys travel, if you've never traveled, you want to travel, you're going to travel to an event, take a couple of more days and see the area, see what's around you, and have a good time. Like Tombstone is an Ironman event for us, because haul ass up there, 7-hour drive, and then play, and then haul ass back. Every other game, and we haul
7 hours.
So we're kind of spoiled now. So
yeah, you
are. So now, we like to fly. For me, it's worth it's worth it to fly out. So I'm going to fly out on Wednesday, and we're going to hang out and go visit other teams and hook up with them on Thursday and Friday, and then I don't even leave on Sunday. I stay another day and then leave on Monday, and I'll take a late flight out. So like when we go to Chicago, I think I've been to Chicago like 7 times now for paintball. So there's the big city. There's all kinds of stuff to do. So it's fun to fly in, go to a paintball field, hook up with some locals. Go to the museum, go to the park. Go check out whatever. Go shopping, and then after the game, we'll hook up with another team. We'll have dinner and relax. And the next day, might go to the museum again or wherever. It's those things, those moments. Man, that's the gold right there. Forget the game.
Yeah.
It's everything else around the game.
You're the polar opposite of what myself and Task Force and Bob White does. The polar opposite. Like I want to be like, I'm some money.
I budget for all this stuff. I plan for it. And I bring my daughter. Red knows my daughter. She's a vegan. And that's
good.
She's 3 now, 24, and she loves playing paintball. And that's the best thing in the world, playing with your kids. Play with your kids. They didn't play with them when they were younger. I got 2 girls. The other one, her name is Davina, and she's a diva. She's like, I like my nails messed up. The oldest one, Marissa, she was a wrestler, so she's tomboy, beast mode. She just loves that wreck fool. So again, we like to have fun. We come in, we do all the trash talking. Red likes to talk trash to my face. He shows up. But all that camaraderie,
that close.
It all leads up to it. Like I said, other teams that fly in early, like us, they're there already. Friday night, like Shifty and his crew. If Bob White's coming in, oh my God.
Bob White?
Everybody has. So all those moments are awesome. If Red would have showed up earlier, we would have hung out with him more.
Yeah.
Knows, and you only got to play with him a few times now up there. What's up? That's the deal. And then I love my team. They're my teammates because I love them. So I don't walk around as much as I used to. We show up, we set up, and I want to be there for my guys. Then obviously, if we're talking about walking around, now people come walk around us, so it still works out. But and again, I want to be there for my guys, especially where in a command role. Obviously, everybody wants to come and say hi and give you the radio. Blah, blah, blah. So so it is a little different for me, for my team, because if we're in a command role, we have to. You gotta be that little butterfly. Shake hands and lay out the plan or whatever. You can't right red off. So I think that's the key coming back to the game. Just all that fun and happiness with all these guys. It's awesome when you fly across country and you jump out of the porta potty and you're like, hey, what's up? So where else? I definitely recommend if you have not traveled for an event, you need to travel. Look at Craig with a third of feeding arm over there. Yeah, definitely.
Say hi, Max.
Get out of your comfort zone and go travel.
That looks like salmon.
Yeah.
It's bacon, man.
We were in. I was in Hawaii, Indiana, Chicago, Michigan, Louisiana.
Salmon's somebody.
And I turned down South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, and California. So it's awesome to go out there. Next year we're going to be in Indiana for sure, and I think Maryland, Indiana, and Maryland for sure.
So we've talked about that family aspect and that sense of belonging. And just, overall, to me anyway, it's a big stress relief to get out and see my family that I haven't seen for, let's say, 3 to 4, maybe 6 weeks. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm on the phone with Phil and Wade probably every third day, and I'm on the phone with Emily almost every day at this point. But, it's that sense of belonging. Just talking to somebody on the phone versus going and camping for the weekend, it gets you out there. And we've all kind of said the same thing, that we have that family atmosphere when we go to these games. What can we do to, even though that we're probably, I don't want to say maxed out, but we get together and we have fun, what can we do to reach out to pull more people in to just exploit this camaraderie?
There's a lot that we can do. So the cool thing about the introduction, right, is you get to see everybody's perspective. And I've never thought about this until the introduction. Obviously, this times us. We never expected to take 45 minutes for introductions. Like, this was kind of planned out, and it's really cool how it laid out, because it started with, this is my story, this is my story, this is my story, and they're kind of the same, right? And then you get on to this is my story, kind of a little bit more different. This is my story, this is my story. All of our beginnings are complete. Like, you have celebrity down here, Phil Ramirez, who travels in a plane. I don't ever.
Ooh, fancy.
You have Red, and I'm not saying nothing bad, but you have Red, who always camps, and I used to always camp, but then I took on these tater tot new.
Ain't good enough.
I'm just joking, guys. I really love you, but I took on these new guys, and they're like, "We like hotels," so I was like, "So do I." I really don't, but
so do those guys,
right? So then you got Mark Herblar, who has a completely different story. It's just really cool how all of us have completely different beginnings, but it's all kind of the same. We want to make sure that new players have a good time. So it does kind of introduce us in the next portion of what can we do. Well, I think it's pretty obvious. My worst story is my first day. I didn't have any information. I didn't know how it was actually played. Somebody gave me a gun and was like, "Hey, girl, go do your thing." There was no introduction. Even when there are introductions, there's really not. So I think for the most part, for me, it's pretty obvious that what we can do is make sure that we continually embrace the beginners, the rentals, anybody that's at a scenario, especially scenario events, because they're so expensive. Anybody that's at a scenario event with their parents, make sure that we embrace them to the fullest. Oh, awesome. Love you too. But make sure we embrace them to the fullest, because there are new players. Like, I don't want to have the same experience in the beginning that I had, and I kind of figured out with you guys, that's why I do what I do. To me, that's how we could improve camaraderie. Like, it's not just helping me to my tent and making sure that task force knows I'm there. Like, me, and everybody that knows me knows what I'm talking about. Bob White gets me to task force. Task force puts me to bed.
I put you to bed.
I would say this for Craig. She was so well behaved at Tombstone. She was watching over me, because Hertz and I were drinking since 7:30 that morning. Yeah. So
I Bob Whited you.
Yeah. So she was very well behaved.
So, one of the things that we like to do around here, because Iowa doesn't really have a huge, paintball scene, or much of one at all. That's one of the reasons why we travel, is because, there is a local field, Des Moines Paintball Park. The owner of that place is awesome. He's when he's getting done with air bunkers, he's selling them to our team, and we're bringing in new players onto our field. We let them play with whatever we have available, and that's part of it. You when you're going to have a game or something like that, especially for like us, we have a place, a field. We can. I offer for people that's never played before to come play. They don't even have to pay anything. Just show up.
I love you, Sharon.
And that's some of it. Like I know some of you guys know Bobby. And so, but Bobby and I, one thing that we do together is we do a traveling paintball, where if someone a young man has or a young lady has a birthday and they have property, we'll bring markers and masks and tanks, and now we have a trailer full of air bunkers that we can bring, and we set up a field for them and just let them play. I mean, it's a lot of people if you tell them that you play paintball, they're like, what's that, or that's still around, or and it's just one of those things where you've got to educate people.
Right. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's just these ding dong comments. I'm reading them.
Oh, those comments are old. They're from like the beginning of the show.
I don't care.
I keep looking at my tablet because I'm answering people. So that's why I'm looking down. But
I didn't even know there were comments.
So
by the way, I put them on early on, but I see Phil Ramirez is commenting right now.
Wow, look at all that.
I'm commenting back to them. So that way they know we hear them. We can give them a bunch of shout outs. There's a ton of people on here. We had 20-something people earlier. Real quick, just a little education, like you're talking about. People get the wrong idea sometimes about us flying, and it can be done if you budget. It can be done really cheap. And let me give you an example here. For Tombstone. If I did not have a hookup and
a camper,
but I still spent $600, and 300 of that was gas. So because I drug out my daughter, I drug out my nephew, and that was my if I didn't have a hookup, if I didn't have some help there, it would have been another $400 I would have spent. So this should have been $1,000 trip. I can go to Chicago and play the whole weekend with my guys for about $600. So because you can get out of Houston, I can catch a flight for $150 round trip. Right. And then if you're staying with 4 guys, if we got 4 guys in a hotel room, that evens out to $100 for the room for the weekend, and then same thing with the rental car. So the logistics of it, we've done it so many times now that I got it down to a science. So like I can fly almost anywhere in the country except Hawaii on about $600, $700. Actually, as a matter of fact, I almost bought my dang Hawaii tickets today. I got a notification they were $385 round trip. But the problem with Hawaii is during the Hawaiian Legends trip, that hotel is like $400 a night. So, that's expensive. I
you got quarantined for 2 weeks there.
Yeah, I spent over $3,000 last year when I went. Over $3,000. So you got to really plan for that. But that being said, Hawaii is a once in a lifetime. I stayed for 8 days. You go out there, you go to some of these places, stay.
I love that Lauren said 7 hours is cute.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I want to go play. I want to do one in Mexico and drag all the Texas teams down to Mexico.
That'd be pretty cool.
My English is pretty. My English. My Spanish is pretty good.
Your English is choppy as fuck.
I was going to say, Bill, your English is terrible.
Right. My Spanish is better than their English. So we could go down there and actually have a good time. Right. And like in Monterey, you can live like a king on $40, $50 a day. It's really, cost effective to get
Dos
down there.
cervezas, por favor.
Right.
So,
exactly.
So let me ask you this, guys, though, in retrospect, though, in your opinion, how could the camaraderie become more inclusive instead of exclusive? To me, I feel like it's pretty inclusive. So, like, we have a pretty good idea on how we travel. Obviously, Phil is way smarter than we are because I do not budget that well. But no matter how you get there, how could you suggest to people, like, let's say that you're talking to somebody who has only played 2 scenarios, who is not as seasoned as us, who doesn't really understand how to get other people involved, but they want to feel special. How could you guys give advice to somebody who just started playing that, hey, you need to incorporate camaraderie? How would you say this to a new player?
So I'm going to jump in on this one. Every single one of my guys are really good about this. My brother's really good at it. My brother happens to be on my team also. A couple of my new
your
guys are really
brother's
good
awesome.
at it.
He stabs your back.
Every single one of my guys is my family, but they're also really good ambassadors for not only my team, but the sport as well. They will go out and they will bring people to me. They will sit there and hype up the game. They will hype up our family. They will hype up the team, and they will say, "Oh yeah, you should go at least go talk to Rambo, and he'll get you hooked up." We had 3 people that they brought to me at Tombstone, and I didn't even have to do anything except give them my phone number. My guys had hyped them up so much about paintball. One guy, it was his first scenario. So I'm really excited about that. But every single one of the guys on my team, they're not just family members, they're not just friends, they're not just teammates, but they're ambassadors for the sport and the team as well.
Yeah.
So these guys will go out and I don't have to do anything except give them my number. My guys are so good at that. And they will
and you give them a jersey. First time you meet them, you're like, "Hey, what's your number? Here's the jersey."
They don't get a jersey yet, but they have to be scorched dirt material. Remember?
My team is all inclusive, so I completely get that. They don't get jerseys right away, but it's not hard to get with my team because I'm not performance based. I don't think that Rainbow's team is performance based either. It's a family based thing.
Right.
You can develop somebody's. You can join my team if it's the very first time you play paintball, as long as you have played at least twice with my officials. You don't have to go to 2 scenarios. As long as you've gone to paintball with 2 of my officials, we can vote you in, and we will vote you in. We are all inclusive. There's a lot of teams that specifically hone in on skills, and for my team, that's how we are.
Actually, I think there's fewer teams that do skills. Actually, a lot of people actually have that misconception about our team. They, "Oh man, you guys are hardcore." It's about fitting with the team. We just like most people we have a prospect.
You fit with the team, and you'll get hardcore.
Yeah, we want to make sure that they get along.
Skills, especially if I put a freaking radio on you, you have to do what I tell you to do.
You have to get along with everybody.
My whole team.
Sometimes you don't fit with that group. You know, like they may go hang out with Cray Cray and go, "Man, Hal Jordan and Cray Cray, that's too much. BJ, they're over the top. I got to go to somebody a little quieter. Go to school."
That would never happen. Never. Let me tell you why. Because I am amazing. All right, sir.
I know. You put the A in amazing. I know it. But that's the thing we do. Because we've had plenty of guys that they didn't feel like they fit in, and guys that you guys know. Actually, I don't want to drop any names, but there was guys that been playing a long time. They wanted to come check us out, and they were like, "We're not really Cobra
I don't
material."
feel with Cobra.
And
I'm not Cobra material.
Yeah.
The big thing for Bob and has been for years is
I'm not Cobra material.
But anyway, Bob White's a great example. Bob White takes on. I mean, they take a lot of people in.
As long as you're 21,
we don't care about your skill. If you fit with the team, if you jive with the team, you have fun with the team, you can roll.
Yeah.
I don't care if you can't hit a tree at 50 yards off. I'll find you later and teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
Want people that can fight with us and hang with us. We want family.
Yeah.
Every vote is a vote on a family member. Period.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a skill level. It's not anything else. It's whether you're family or not.
Yeah.
We vote on family.
Yeah. Well, and your team is really good about it. And the only rule that your team has is you have to be 21, which is an easy rule. As long as you are that age, there is you guys don't exclude anyone. And now they're just task force. As far as I know, Cobra doesn't. I know for a fact Fox's Den does not, because I know a lot of Fox's Den, and you guys are just I think that's what makes us all. I think that's why this podcast has turned so social, so easy, is because all of our teams, all 6 of us, were all inclusive.
Mhm.
Like we had a full schedule. We had a schedule, okay? We had a
What
schedule.
happened?
Nico and I had a
What
full
happened, moderator?
of things to talk about, and it
I
turned
just
into
let it go.
what
It was fine.
what it should have. All 6 of our teams is so inclusive. This is what
She
it's
didn't mute our
supposed to
mics.
be. What, John?
So
What? No.
But I do like that. I really do like that because Bob White is a gigantic team to me. Task Force 515 and 409. 409?
402, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
402.
I'm sorry, Princess. I'm so sorry. 402. They're huge. Cobra is huge.
I'm gonna tell
Fox is dead. I
Justin.
love
I'm gonna tell
everybody at Fox
Justin.
is dead.
Princess is gonna be
And
so
Rainbow
sad.
team. So I mean, for real, I think that's why we all get along so well, though, because we're all so inclusive. And I know that this program has focused more on inclusiveness than anything else, but isn't that camaraderie? Isn't that really camaraderie? If you
Listen
take
to you.
in
Wow.
you better be saying something
look,
nice.
I can put up with a lot of things. You know, we're talking about rules and how everybody does it. I can put up with a lot of stuff. I have pretty good patience, and Wade can tell you, and Phil. I've been playing with Phil since 2006. He can tell you. I think I have pretty good patience. The one big thing on our team is, and everybody knows this, I don't put up with bullshit and I don't put up with drama. The first time that
409.
the first time that arises,
True story.
I'm done with it. I just don't do it. You know, that's not why I got into paintball.
Agreed.
I got into paintball to have fun. So when the bullshit and the drama starts coming up, I put
Yeah.
my foot down. I'm done. And you'll know when I'm mad because I get quiet and
Yep.
the Irish in me, my face turns red. So like I'm done. You know.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you know, we
I thought
talk
you
about
were mad tonight. You were losing your voice. It was scaring me. I was like, what's wrong with me?
no.
Are you turning red right now?
I've been drinking, so
Vacation,
but
right?
Put up with all of
This
us.
is our vacations. This is what we do with
Yeah.
our fam.
Yeah.
No drama,
Yeah.
no bullshit.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well,
Completely.
I really look forward to events where I could go camp. You know, at Tombstone, I camped across from Cobra, but Fox's Den and Scorched Earth were camped together.
Well, and Mad Frog. Don't forget about Mad Frog.
And Mad Frog, but it was mainly it was Fox's Den and Scorched Earth. We probably had like 40 guys in our one little area. That to me is one of the best times of my life. Just sitting around the campsite and BSing. You know, there was an incident where I got a little upset, and Wade knew it because I wouldn't just sit down and relax. He kept telling me to stop cleaning up and just chill, but I was over it because I was in the moment. It was my zen. I was happy because I was with my family. So, you know, talking about the inclusive versus exclusivity, to me, it really wouldn't matter because I'm going to be outgoing. I'm going to be social, but I'm also going to be not just with my family, but expanding that into other teams because I don't have to just hang out with Scorched Earth. While they're a handful, my guys are a lot sometimes. Hanging out with my other, you know, I was probably in the Monster Killer camp all night, one night, you know, just
Yes,
hanging out
you
with those
were,
other
honey
yes,
bunny.
yes,
Hell
I
of a lot
was.
of fun.
But hanging
Yeah.
out with not just my team, but you know, my extended family. There's 500 people out there, and I didn't get to say and hang out with everybody, but that's camaraderie to me. That's paintball to me. Is hanging out with my friends and my
Yeah,
family.
and that's the pure definition of inclusiveness. So I guess everything goes
It's an
hand in
epic
hand.
event.
The podcast was on camaraderie. It turned into inclusiveness, but isn't it the same thing? Isn't that the same
Depends
thing?
on your viewpoint, but yeah, I agree 100%.
The camaraderie's got to start somewhere, though, and to start it, you have to
True.
you have to introduce them to the game, and it becomes camaraderie. And what my team mostly does, kind of what Red and Shifty do, is when I step on a rec ball field for a weekend, I don't play with my CS2 or my LVRs. I let the rec balls play with that, and I play with the rec ball guns. And then they come at the end of the day like, hey, how can I join your team? What can I do? Show up and play and shoot faces and have fun. I have two rules.
Right.
Give me 110% on the field and have fun. Those are my only two rules to be on our team. That's it.
Agreed.
we've gained
Yep.
so many people over the last few scenario games. I mean, I've actually seen teams that are. I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say what kind of teams they are either. But they're yelling at their players on the field, yelling at them. I'm like, why?
Oh yeah, I know,
Why?
right?
Why are you doing that? Why are you?
It's not a job.
I've had people
Yeah.
from other teams come up
It's
to
not
me.
a job; it's an adventure.
It's supposed to be fun.
Right.
You know, why are we
Exactly.
yelling at our own teammates on the field? I'm just like, man, we don't need that. Get off the field. Go away.
That is true. And, you know, I do have to interject, though. I do have to interject because I am from the world of speedball. I have to play the devil's advocate, right? Because on my team, now that I have a bunch of motherfuckers, it is a solid rule. They are not allowed to nothing on the field. If you're emotional, you take yourself off the field. They're not allowed to react on the field. I'm very much way too, but I have to play the devil's advocate because this is camaraderie, and in a sense, we have to understand other people. I come from the world of speedball. Okay, what if there is a team, and I know many teams, and I'm friends with like one or two people from that team, not the whole team, but. So what if there are teams, though, that really care about winning? And I know that we all know at least one team that thinks about this. Now, it's not our bad, right? But what if, as a whole, we just didn't let it get to us? There are teams that go out and they run drills for scenarios, and they do everything that you do to prep for war. Because it's mostly the same training, right? I mean, it's exactly the same kind of training. Only one person is going to play paintball, and one person is actually going to defend their country, right? But there are teams, and I know of teams that go out there and they actually do train, and they participate, and they practice, and they do drills, and they're like, look, but they really care about it. Is it our job to say that this is inappropriate if they're not causing problems on the field? Because there are teams that do cause problems with my team on the field. You know what I do? You know what I do? Because I'm a big old fucking bitch. I go get a ref. I just go get a ref. I'm like, hey, ref, this team is taking it way too serious, and they're starting arguments with my team. It's not really that big of a deal.
Right.
I agree with Wade 100%, but I have to play the devil's advocate because that's who I am. There are teams that really, 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 really care about it. And is it really our place to say you shouldn't really, 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 really care about it? So if we don't really, really, really care about it, is it our job to say, hey, oh, hi, female shifty. Hi, lady. Is it our job, though, to say, I love you, Dave. Is it our job to say that this is not how you play paintball because that's not how we play paintball? I don't believe that that's correct. Now, I do know teams that are completely assholes on the field. They take it too serious and they're rude. And that's when you let the refs do their job. But is it our job to tell other people how they paintball? That's open for discussion. Is it our job to say you don't paintball right? This is not how we want it.
If it starts negatively impacting the atmosphere around you and you start dropping F-bombs in front of kids, yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of a problem with that.
Right. But it's
as
against
far
the
as
rules to cuss in front of other players and kids. That's why you send the refs in.
As far as yelling at your teammates, I don't know what that team's communication policies are or how they do things. So
because they chose that.
Unless I firmly believe that it is negatively impacting the atmosphere that they're generally occupying, I'm not going to get involved. That's just me because I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth. So.
I love
What's up, Trey? Everybody, welcome Trey to the show.
I love you, honey.
As soon as
I know I'm the ugly one. I get it. Thanks. I will be the first to admit that I.
So I'm going to take
way
the
too seriously
to introduce you. You are Trey Garrison, part owner of Avid. in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Avid is a scenario and wrestling field along with a speedball field. They're leading industry type.
We've got
They
two
also
locations.
produce,
I think
I
he was
said
trying to
two.
touch his nipples
I
there.
said two. They also produce many big scenario events for 1 or 2 days. And Joseph requested 2 days, and he got 2 days. Anyways, so this is our new guest, Trey Garrison.
Thank you.
We
Sorry, guys.
love you.
Just got home from shopping with the kiddo.
And Furblar turned into a lady. Lady Furblar.
What?
So
Back
now,
to you, Chelsea.
now that Trey's here, we could talk about some upcoming games.
Yeah. He had to handle.
I showed him shifty bounces. I see how it is. Y'all don't like me.
We like you. We love you.
So we're gonna talk about some events, huh?
Talk about some events.
Well, I got one coming up, a one-day event, just a big game. November 1st. It's what is it called? Ghost Black
Mac and cheese.
Scotty D's limp noodle.
Scotty D's limp noodles. Yes, I love it. I'm stealing that, by the way. His limp noodle mac and cheese contest, November 1st. It's a one-day
Because I
game.
just got over COVID, Patrick.
What? What is Patrick saying? I'll cut his balls off. That's my co-captain. I'm allowed to do that.
Well,
that escalated quickly.
That was okay.
Apparently, he is now ballless, and he's going to be the third.
He's
I'll
neutered.
stop that.
So Trey, you said Scotty D's macaroni and cheese thing. What else you got coming up?
Sometime in the it'll probably be see, I'm going to be going to Kansas November 21st and 22nd for Midway. ASC's presenting that. And then let's see, December. I think it's 10th and 11th, 11th and 12th.
10th and 11th.
10th and 11th, yeah.
I should know this. I think
you should know this because I think you're an XO for that.
Yeah, I think I should know that.
Yeah. Are you the old Detective Allen or whatever his name is? Gonna be buying some Twinkies.
Buying some Twinkies. I might.
But die hard in an official and go see my boy Tyler down there.
Wait, what are we doing?
So in December, what Trey's saying is in December, there is a die-hard event at Official Paintball Games of Texas in Forney that I am Hertz Donuts John McClane's XO for, is what he's saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So,
you sent me shit.
That's right.
And the week before that,
I am this man's XO.
I was going to say,
Santa Claus, and I will be taking on the Grinch at TXR Paintball the weekend before, and we are taking it back that weekend, and it is our... Stop shaking your head,
Wade.
Wade.
To say no.
Stop.
Wade
It's not
say
going to happen.
no.
The Grinch is taking
Why,
it.
Wade? Why, Big Daddy?
Because the Grinch is going to take Christmas over.
That's
no.
Hey, Wade, do you realize who you're going against?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this
his good
known
buddy.
for putting shit down. I'm just saying.
Yes. And they know what's coming at them.
He gonna learn.
He
gonna
two steps all over everything. Except it's Oklahoma boy.
Yeah.
They know what's coming at them.
He gonna learn. You know we've never lost at What's Up either. You'll learn.
What's up?
Yeah, What's Up? That's Wade's home field.
That's
I two-step all over that field too. That's Craig.
I know it's like the smallest bit of news, but I interviewed yesterday with the job that's going to give me Monday through Friday. I got a call back tomorrow at 10 a.m. So if I get this job, I'm going to make it to all of y'all's events.
All right.
That would be awesome.
Too enthusiastic.
I know, right? Why does it look like Reaper's judging us from his car? Reaper? What the fuck, homie?
I'm just running dude, I'm actually just running the show. I'm bringing people in. I'm doing all the comments. I'm doing all the heavy
We've
lifting.
been waiting for your pretty ass to get back.
I'm doing all the heavy lifting. Hey, listen, I got to do some birthday shout outs. Can you guys hold on 1 second?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
my birthday's
Sure.
Puddle Pumper, Paul, Daniel, Brad, David, and Tim Toy, Alberto. Happy birthday! There, how's that?
Look, I can look important too, Trey Garrison. Look, papers.
Yeah.
And
You got notes on your papers?
yeah.
She wrote down notes.
Yeah. Yeah. I got names. I was prepared.
Got named.
I'll give you this though. The top of it does say the Total Domination Tour. That's all I'm gonna give you.
Hey, babe, your future ex-husband's on the phone.
Yeah, where's my girl at?
Your future ex-wife says, "Oh hello."
Oh, hello.
She's unentertained.
Well, that's because you're over there and taking up the game.
Baby, Trey says he wants to see you.
Hey, Trey.
Yes.
Are we making that beach bash a 2-day event next year?
That is
yes.
So it hasn't been formally announced.
Let's do
but
it.
I may or may not have changed the flyer yesterday to a 2-day event.
I didn't
We
know.
will be there.
It is going to be a 2-day event.
And I promise, Rambo, because of you, I will camp no matter what my team does.
Okay, good.
Love you, homie.
I'm just saying, if you don't camp,
I don't know, 80-degree weather for that day, that weekend, that would be great.
What was that, Greg?
I will try, John. I'm going to try for a little misty mist up here beforehand. 80-degree, mostly cloudy. We're going to have some pools.
Hey!
Redneck slip and slide.
We want the bouncy house back, motherfucker.
I think we got something better planned.
Yeah, better, because I won that shit last time.
What's better than a bouncy house?
Pretty sure
Has my attention.
We have an
I'll
epic
pack next.
player party thing planned, and I think everybody's going to enjoy it.
Well, I'm going to win just like I did last time, John Boy.
So
I've been
Trey,
watching balls like a motherfucker.
I do not have the beard. I am not John.
We talked about
John Boy.
the
I
game
said John
and the
Boy,
Beach Bash.
not John.
So what's the theme
John
for
Boy
Beach Bash
won.
next year?
Beach Bash next year is Battle of the Big Cats.
Yeah. Oh
Tim
my God.
Exotic land against
Hey,
Amanda
I'm going to be
Carol
on the
Bass.
big cat side. I'm going to be on the big cat side. Rambo, you need to be on the big cat side. Shut up. Joke.
But yes, so also our spring game will be the first weekend of June again.
Is that Joe's
vote.
versus
We're
Cobras
gonna
again?
try it one more again.
So I should bring all my cats.
Yes, bring your cats
Yes.
to the big cat game in August for Beach
Trey.
Bash, please.
Trey.
I mean,
Trey,
we're
give
trying to
us
get some live
information.
tigers, but that's not public information. Oops.
Trey.
It is now.
There will probably be a few cougars on the field. We're gonna go from there.
Trey, give us more information on
I
your
will
spring
do.
event.
I will do.
Trey,
Spring event. I can't release all the information just yet.
what is it called? Is it called Cray Cray versus you
Well, that's
guys?
what I was
'Cause heard
suggesting.
that. Cray Cray
Just
versus
remember,
you guys?
Total Domination Tour. That's about the best I can give you right now.
I think it should be Cray Cray versus you guys.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Trey,
Yeah.
you're such a top tease.
I would sign up for that.
That doesn't seem fair.
See? Total
What's that say?
Domination Tour.
No, it says Cray Cray versus you guys,
All you
stupid.
get. The rest of the information is not public information yet.
Okay, so we're talking about next year's games. What about this year? I think.
Oh, that's a
This
challenge.
weekend, right?
Do what? This year what?
Wade, your home field has a game this weekend, right?
Yeah, they got Conquering Hell 6 Strikers.
Are you
event. It's a MagFed event.
Nice.
So there's that. And then in November, we have Holy Quest for the Holy Grail at Black
Yeah,
Tree
we
Paintball.
do.
So that's coming up.
Secret plans coming up. Secret plans coming up.
Battle of Midway. Salina.
Yeah.
And then after that is Battle.
When is Battle? Wait. Let's slow it down. When is Battle of Midway?
November 21st, 22nd. It's the week after Grail.
Weekend after Grail.
Dude, if I get this stupid ass Monday through Friday job, I can go to both.
Hey.
Dude.
I may or may not be a secret XO for the American
What about
side of Midway.
Battle of Midway?
I'm pretty jealous I'm missing
American
that
side
game.
is what I
Trey?
just heard everybody should play as. American
Shifty?
side.
What was that, Shifty?
What?
Yep.
I heard my name.
Burglar!
Hey, Trey, are you going to Battle of Midway?
I am. And I will be
Well,
playing
he
for the
better.
American side.
What day is that?
November 21st
Oh, well, that's
and
too
22nd.
bad.
Trey,
More
important question.
American side.
Are you?
I would love
Well, I
to
guess
see
I
that.
know who I
You
get to
can
see in
join
the
the
butt.
Shady Lady Brigade, baby.
No, if I come up, I'm playing with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Trey gonna get shot in the
Wait,
I'm
butt.
trying to
Trey.
make it happen.
Trey.
I'm trying to make it happen.
Are you
Who's
playing any of the games in
commanding?
December?
Midway commanding is Robert Hewlett. Y'all know him from Loose Gears Media.
He makes me look sexy.
Big Chief. I love him.
Yes.
Against Tim Land from the owner of Kickin'.
Wait, so you might be XOing for
Well,
Hoover?
so there might be an XO position getting filled by me on the
But
American side
my
with Tim
best
Land.
friend is his son. All I want to know about is my friend.
So Tim Land and I'm not sure if y'all know, Not Me Raleigh are going to be
Yes.
in the American side, and
I'm just
apparently
joking. I'm just joking.
I might be helping out a little bit in the box.
All right.
On the Japanese side, on the Japanesey, we have Robert Hewlett and Big Lurch, Chris Gilliland from Aztecs. So
Okay.
they've got that Texas pull, trying to pull Oklahoma. I'm trying to steal some of my homies.
So
back.
we need to go American, is what I heard.
I need some help.
All right. So November
Robert's had the recruiting down
21st.
for a minute.
I got that shit.
Any other games that we might have missed?
This year, I don't know. I mean, we covered Grail,
So I'm
Conquering-
going to go ahead
Conquering
and
Hell,
just pull out all the stops.
Midway, Die
Hold
Hard,
on. Trey, shh.
And Grinch.
So
and Grinch.
I need everybody's attention. This is super serious. I can never get more serious, right? Everybody get close to your camera. Come on, get here. Come on. Come on. Get close. Red, get close. Purple, get close. Come on. I got to tell you guys, next month,
White.
I don't care what Cobra says, we got to go and support tennis.
What? Bob White be fighting Japanese,
Holy
yo.
Grail. Because you know why? No. Stop. Because you know why? Dennis does not have enough followers. Do you know who Dennis is? He's
Are we
the
talking about Dennis a peasant?
independent that everybody wants.
Oh.
Let me tell you what, at Holy Grail next month, at Black Tree Paintball, he needs our help. And these
What,
mofos
baby?
are going to try to tell you
I
that
can't
we
wait.
need to play for Queen. That's the
Can we get
popular
all
side.
up?
Also, is the popular side the politicians? You know, it's not the popular side, the independents, which is what Dennis is,
You're
aka
so political.
of his crew with his XO, Ben Amato.
All right, hold up. You know what? I'm gonna stop you right there, and I'm
This
gonna
is where
tell
the
you.
camaraderie comes into play.
I'm gonna tell you, and this is all with every bit of seriousness. That game is very complex. If you goof off that whole game, you're not gonna win.
The game.
Watch the movie. I'm telling you. Watch. Look, this is from the other side. I'm telling you. Watch the movie. Know the trivia.
We've all watched the movie. I live
but
in
know
the
the
movie.
trivia.
I'm 35 years old. I live in Holy Grail.
I want to put some knowledge on everybody. Why we're so successful. Rambo is already witnesses.
Rambo,
we
you're
are
about to die.
organized and we communicate. We are organized and we communicate.
Nope.
This is what wins games. Play the game.
Nope.
So I mean, you can goof off, but if all you do is goof off, you're gonna fail miserably. So,
but that's not the point of
so
the
it doesn't
benefit.
even matter it doesn't matter who the CO is, who the XO is. Play the game. Know the game. I mean, my man David Justin will tell you. He knows the deal. Rambo knows the deal. Trey knows the deal.
Playing the gray.
Playing the gray.
That's what he does. Him and Seabass
Trey, put
play in
that
the gray.
down. That's what I plan on doing. Sheesh.
All
Sheesh.
right.
Okay,
Hey, you know what? Then all I got to say, come at me, bro. You won
I
that
got
game
an
3
event.
times.
Hey, Phil, you're not commanding. Sit down.
Hey, I have an event coming up next month. And listen, here's what I want you guys to do. Is that
There
clean?
you go. That's what's up.
Okay. I made that, and it's very, very simple to do. If you guys have any events coming up and you want to advertise on my show, send them to me, and I'll pop them up like that.
Nice. All right.
Nice. Okay, so you guys listen. Rambo. Oh, Rambo, you're looking horrible. What, a mask? Oh, I thought your internet was bad.
That's his beauty mask, Dave.
Yes. So listen, guys,
that's what I'm talking about. Bump.
Nice.
We talked about camaraderie, we talked about family, we talked about events. Let's do final thoughts. Wade, do you have anything? Final thoughts on just the whole show?
Just keep doing what we're doing. We're all one big happy family. I mean, I don't think anyone goes out to the field with the intention of being an asshole. Everybody helps out everybody. And the thing I've seen most of the game I've played in the last few years is there's always someone helping somebody, and it's always someone doing it time. Just keep doing what we're doing.
Go get some food, bub.
Craig.
So my final thoughts are: make sure that the new players are having fun. Like, for me, my new time experience was shit. That's why I focus on that. So my closing argument is, if you're not making sure that new players are having fun, then you're just fucking everything up. You're just not. You're not being who you're supposed to be for paintball. What's the term that everybody uses loosely? Expand the sport.
Grow the sport.
Hashtag grow the sport.
It's all the same fucking shit. It's all the same fucking shit. If you're not focusing on the new players, then you don't know how to do this. If you don't know how to behave yourself on the field and make sure that you're not putting off a negative vibe, then you don't understand anything. That's about it.
Good point. Red, final thoughts?
Well, a lot of us just need to keep, personally, for all of us that are here and we're on,
Trey says hi.
Do what you guys have been doing because, reaching out and trying to get new players in is important. You too, I swear. I'm going to have to put you in different corners. I'm just saying.
She said she loves you.
And helping out new players and existing players.
He's not.
You know what? When someone walks by with a jersey on, they may have bought that jersey. That was their second game. So you need to make sure that.
Come on.
You need to make sure that you're helping everybody. And if you see somebody that needs help, a couple of events ago, there was a young man that was having some heat exhaustion issues. Send them down in your campsite. Throw some water on them. Who cares? I don't remember who it was that came and apologized because they got our chairs wet. It was like, you don't need to apologize for that kind of stuff. Just be a good human being to each other, and no matter what, have fun.
Can I interject for a second?
No.
Do you remember shut up. Do you remember at Red Strike? I gotta be honest, Red. I love you so much. Every time you commanded, I've always played for you. Do you remember the time at Red Stripe Show where I got shot in the temple with a first strike and I hit the ground? They carried me off the field. I was at Commander Base and you came out and I was freaking out that I lost my mission card because I ran your mission. And you came out and you're like, Craig, do you have the mission card? And I was like, oh my God, I don't have the mission card. And I looked the fuck out and went on the field looking for it. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I was like,
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Just
But
kidding.
like I said, I think if everyone's a good human being to each other, you know, everything will be good
I
to go.
flipped the fuck out. I think I found it, but obviously it was too late. Anyways, go ahead.
I'm gonna incorporate a new thing into my show called Cray Cray Squirrel Moments. Trey, you
My
got
wife
any final
just said,
thoughts
yeah.
from the things you've heard?
She's in the kitchen
Man,
listening to us. Go, yep.
honestly, some of the best advice I was ever given was about 5 years ago. He may or may not be on the show. Old Shifty there told me that if you're not having fun playing paintball, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And that has stuck with me for 5 years. So
Yeah.
if you see somebody not having fun, reach out, make them have some fun. Help them out.
Yeah.
I think he said that tonight too, but I really like that. Just
Well, and also, if you're at a paintball field, first off, if
I
you're
got
at a
my
paintball
fun bag.
field and you leave a fucking mess in your camp, don't consider yourself my friend. Because for me, my team, we have I don't know why I didn't even think about mentioning
You're
this,
a dick.
but yeah. My team, especially my new team, because I now have like 20 plus guys. I used to have like 3 guys. But anyways, no, we don't ever leave mess, trash ever. And I usually, because I'm completely fucking psycho, but I'll walk around the field and clean up the trash because it looks like junk. And you don't want to make it hard for them to do their job. Like, come on, people. If you're at a fucking paintball field, and you're about to pack up and you've left a mess, clean your fucking mess up. Everybody notices that shit.
I know Trey
Everybody.
would really appreciate
I
that.
noticed that shit. And I'm like, ooh, this team is fucking floppy. And guess what? The field notices that shit. And guess who the field approves for special privileges? The field. So if you leave that field a complete mess, guess who remembers that shit? The field. I'm done.
Sign Pimp, any final thoughts on this show's discussion?
Clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I had something planned here, but then the whole
It's
don't
good to
leave
hang
your
with you,
trash out
cats.
kind of threw
I'm
me
sorry
off.
my internet was glitchy.
Okay, here we go. So one thing that I started doing this year as we came out of COVID, I've been going and playing the local fields. So we talk about growing the sport. I'm guilty of only going to big games because that's what I like. You know, sometimes I go to fields here in Houston and they literally would not let me play because they're like, you're too advanced. You need to, you know, we'll wait for some more people. So as an older gentleman and that has stuff to do, it's like, well, I can't waste my whole day at the field just to play 3 10-minute games. So, but after COVID, there's all these people coming out. I went to the local field, TXR, they were all surprised to see me, but I was able to talk to a lot of those people about scenario play and to get a few of those guys to come all the way up to Oklahoma. So if you can, get out to your local field. You know, maybe they have this weekend there's a bring your own paint day. I'm gonna try to get out there instead of going to the concrete hell and try to get some people to come out to one of the later games. You know, get some rec ballers and some speed ballers to show up to our scenario events. That's the only way we're gonna grow the sport, really. You know, and then we don't have to.
Be cool. You know, it would be cool because we have Phil with Cobra, and I mean, Phil, we give you shit, but everybody knows who Cobra is, and you really are the best person in the sport that I do know.
Thanks.
And I'm not even all that close to you. I'm close to you enough to where me and you love on each other, but like seriously, dude, like it could be more than that. Like what we could do as a family, like I'm looking at 8 people right now, and these 8 people are heads. I specifically chose Task Force and Bob White for my people, and then brought in Trey because I love Avid. Rambo brought in Phil and Wade because they are amazing people, and I do love Offset and Cobra. So, as a whole, what if we just, because we're all different parts of the country, what if we just collaborated? Because I will admit, I don't go to rec days anymore. I go to scenarios. I don't go to rec. What if we all dedicated a day a month to rec days? Ooh. That tasted good.
Wow.
What if it was like, seriously, Cobra, y'all know me. Cobra, I mean, I do love you, Phil, and you're probably the best person I fucking know. You literally played WAP and never fucking lost it. I was like getting down to your music, and it was WAP, right? So what if it was like at your field, you brought in new players, and we would advocate for it. We could promote for it. Obviously, Trey Garrison, you already do advocate for all of your new players at your field. And for anybody listening, if you've never gone to Avid, holy cow. I live 5 to 6 hours away from this field, and I've gone out there for a day of rec, haven't I, Trey? I've gone out there
Yes.
just to play rec with these people because this field is this good. They're amazing. Like they'll take you in, and it's just like no other field. I know that Perglar lives north. You're north, right? Burblar.
Avid's is where the party's at.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he wants to
Yes.
go to Burblar, but
Avid is
we
where the
have
party
Rambo.
is
All right, cool. We have Red. Red is close to his field that he's
home away
promoting.
from home.
We have Rambo with his people. Wade, where the fuck are you from?
Dallas.
Well, I know your people from Midwest, so, but we could get your people in Dallas, but it doesn't matter. How about this? The next fucking round table, we will make a conglomerate rec day. What do you guys think about this? And it could be beginner day at whatever field. We could even fundraise for this shit. It's usually not that hard, and it could help pay for paint, for gun rentals, for whatever. And you guys go to that field and help that new player. I'm sure that Trey Garrison at Avid, because they are the best field that I know, they would usually welcome all of the participating charities to come into their field. Am I wrong, Trey?
No, you're not wrong. I like everybody. I mean, honestly, I'd love to see days like this at all fields. Let's get more kids involved.
Yep.
Because if we don't have kids, we won't have a sport. Because eventually we're all going to get too old to shoot each other.
Yeah. Like this whole podcast was focused on camaraderie. Let's just call it what it is. We need to make sure that the new players are having fun, that they're enjoying themselves. Because to be honest, me, my first day was horrible. It was horrible. Horrible. I wish it would have been better, but it wasn't. That's why I focused on this shit. What do you think, Rambo?
I think it's part of the camaraderie.
If we aren't bringing new players into the game, we aren't doing it.
Okay, robot. Thank you. I love you, Purple, but your voice is like horrible. It's been like... So next time we do this, baby boy, you need to be closer to your router. Anyway,
so we talked about camaraderie, and we've had all kinds of fun. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I definitely want to thank our guests and my co-host Cray Cray and Reaper for helping me put all this on. What started off as a small dream, Reaper kind of threw me, trial by fire, and threw me to the wolves, and it took off. So I Can
There
only
you
help.
go. I gave you the keys.
Keys to
I
the
gave you the
kingdom, right?
keys, and you did it. Good job, brother.
I just want to thank all y'all for participating and everybody that's tuned in out there in Facebook world that's tuned in and listened to our craziness. So Reaper, the floor
Thanks
is
for
yours,
hosting,
sir.
brother.
Thank you. Thank you. So you
Thank you for
guys,
having me.
I love you, Rambo.
I
You
was
did a good job.
I was
You did a really good job.
I was listening to the show while I was working, and I just want to give you guys all a shout out. It's fantastic. I think that what you base the show on, the camaraderie, the friendship, and the family, that's like the underpinning of our whole paintball community is just this amazing togetherness. And also, I like the fact that you guys kept on bringing up the no drama aspect as well, which is amazing. I've only been in since 2008, but I've seen a big spike in the drama when the social media started really picking up. And for people to actually say, I don't want to be involved in that kind of stuff, my hat is off to you guys. And also for people that are watching, that are into all of that drama or into that divisiveness, the bottom line for me is there is no religion, sex, politics, money, anything in this sport. We all put a mask on and we're the same people. And that's it. So if you guys are spreading bullshit by saying that there's racism or that kind of stuff, there is nothing. If you're looking for problems, you're gonna find them. But in our sport, don't look for problems. Look at yourself. Look how pure this is. Look how pure all these guys are and girls are. This is cool, and this is what I like.
Yeah. When he says girls, he means me.
I need you. Anyway, listen, you guys. Rambo, you're doing an amazing job. You just listen. I basically said I can't do it right now. I got to go work with a client. And you said no worries, I got it. And dude, how was it? You ran your own show. Both of you guys, you and Cray did an amazing job.
Rambo did a great job. Great
I wouldn't
job.
be able to do it without you guys.
I wouldn't be happier working for anybody else.
So listen, you guys, we're going to do another one next month. Rambo and Cray are going to come up with another idea. There's going to be some other guests coming on, everything. So you guys you guys are killing it. Great job. If any of you guys want to do a show or anything, let me know. You can use my platform. You can use my viewers. I don't care. That's what I'm here for, just to help everybody. So just let me know. And
Hey, cut us to the green room.
Oh, okay. So anyway, listen, you guys, we're going to let you guys go. Thank you very much for you guys.
I love you guys.
Everything.
Hey, and by the way, before we cut off, Trey Garrison is
Let me hang out. Have a great night, y'all.
Guthrie, Oklahoma. You need to go to that field. Red is the owner of Task Force 515, not supplement of you have Mark Bob White. You have Wade Buxton. He rocks. And you have Phil. Everybody knows Phil. Everybody loves Phil. It's Cobra. Come on. Get together with it. We love you.
I like it. Okay. Listen, Cray, Red, Shifty, Cray, Phil, Cray, Rambo, Wade. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see you tomorrow night. Got another amazing show up tomorrow night. And until that time, you guys all hang out in the green room for 1 second, and I'll shoot you soon. Bye.
Later, guys.
Boy.